there's a lot happening when it comes to the trials of prominent gang members and gang bosses. There are 3 cases currently involving senior gang underworld figures, one being the now late Mark Liffman, but also connected to that has been, of course, the assassination of Charl Kinnear. Yesterday, the Independent Police Investigating Directorate declassifying a report detailing the alleged involvement of anti-gang cops, even senior police figures that could have prevented, this report says, the death, the murder, the assassination of Charl Kinnear. It was a secret, declassified report, and revealed that members of the Hawks, members of the Western Cape anti-gang unit, could have a prima facie case against him, saying that they could have prevented the assassination of Charl Kinnear. Carlo Petersen, EWN report, has been going through this report with a fine-tooth comb. What does it tell us? What new information does it bring, apart from what the family of Charl Kinnear and his wife, Nicolene, who's been on this radio station several times, saying that they believe there is involvement of senior police officers in the murder of her husband? Carlo?
Good morning, Lester. So what we know, obviously, about this report is that it was classified as top secret in 2022, 2 years after the murder of Lieutenant Charl Kinnear. IPID says the reason for that was to protect certain witnesses and police officers who were implicated in the report but had not been charged. We now know that 9 police officers, including the former head of the anti-gang unit, and 2 Hawks officers have been implicated in that report. IPID says those names have been handed to the SAPS and the National Prosecuting Authority, and we now understand that disciplinary procedures are underway, and the Director of Public Prosecutions is now considering whether to prosecute those officers. Now, IPID says the reason the report has now been declassified is because information in the report has come to light in the Nafis Modak trial, which has been playing out in the Western Cape High Court. So the information IPID wanted to protect is now in the public domain.
So is this implication as these police officers being actively responsible for the murder of Charl Kinnear, or is it implication that they did nothing to prevent his murder, even though there was a credible threat against his life, Carlo?
So, in court, we've heard of a rogue unit within SAPS, which was headed by a certain captain who was seemingly working with Modak against Kinnear. We also heard about those senior Hawks officers being told that Kinnear was being pinged and tracked at an alarming rate just before he was murdered, and allegedly did nothing to act on those warnings. And then the former head of the AGU has also been testifying in the trial, saying that when he caught wind that Kinnear was in danger, he instructed his own AGU officers to set up a 24-hour protection unit at Kinnear's home. This, of course, went against official SAPS protocol, and that's seemingly what has landed him in trouble.
Yeah, the report says that crime intelligence failed to conduct a risk analysis of Kinnear's safety and arrange for his protection. What does the family of Charl Kinnear say?
So Nicolette Kinnear walked into the IPID briefing yesterday, saying that she walked in there in her own capacity. She, of course, works in the media, and had caught wind of that the briefing was happening. She was quite upset, expressing disgust that IPID had not informed the Kinnear family about the declassification of the report first. Mrs. Kinnear has, of course, made various attempts since that report was released in 2022 to gain access to the document. She says when it was released, she opened a docket of culpable homicide against those 9 officers implicated in the report. And that's what she believes led to the document being classified as top secret.
Carlo Petersen, Eyewitness News reporter. He's been keeping a close eye on what's been happening in the Western Cape High Court over the last while. Thanks so much for joining us. More reports from him in Eyewitness News.